The internet lit up when reports surfaced that a court ruling had shut down a heated identity dispute involving a woman known online as Erika Kirk, a situation that quickly dragged the name of Charlie Kirk into a loud public controversy.
USA, since Charlie was killed, just so you guys know, this is a fact, has made more than $100 million. That is separate from the $40 million they made at Mar-a-Lago.
How are his parents doing? Because his parents are private. We saw them for the first time at the funeral.
Yes.
You did such a beautiful job there.
My mom is Charlie and my mom. Well, Charlie's family's there. Everyone's hanging in there. We're doing the best to be expected.
The drama began after Erika allegedly started presenting herself online, using the Kirk name in ways that critics said implied a personal connection to the well-known political commentator. That move immediately sparked confusion across social media because Charlie Kirk has built a huge public platform through speeches, campus debates, and leadership in Turning Point USA. Fans, critics, and political watchers started asking the same question. Was this just a coincidence with the last name, or something deeper designed to ride the wave of a famous brand? According to reports circulating among legal bloggers, the situation escalated when Charlie Kirk's legal team filed a complaint claiming the use of the Kirk name was causing widespread confusion online. The complaint argued that Erika's content, social posts, and online branding created the impression that she had a direct relationship with the conservative figure, which the filing said was misleading. That's when the situation went from internet chatter to courtroom drama overnight.
We have the most amazing Turning Point USA family. They've rallied around myself, my children, and, chosen family is everything. And then, of course, we're blessed with our family.
Legal analysts began breaking down the case step by step, saying it centered around trademark confusion, online impersonation claims, and whether someone could legally use a name that might create the appearance of affiliation with a public figure. The ruling reportedly came fast, and insiders say the judge ordered Erika to stop using the Kirk name in ways that could suggest she was tied to Charlie Kirk's brand or organization. The moment the decision hit the internet, social media exploded with reactions, memes, and heated arguments. Supporters of Charlie Kirk said the ruling protected a public figure from brand misuse, while critics argued the case showed how messy identity disputes can get when social media fame collides with politics. Online investigators began digging through months of Erika's posts, pointing out clips where she allegedly referenced the Kirk name in promotional captions and live stream introductions. Some viewers believe those posts blurred the line between coincidence and intentional branding. That discovery only fueled the fire because people began comparing screenshots, analyzing timestamps, and debating whether the entire situation had been planned as a strategy to gain attention online. Meanwhile, legal commentators explained that cases involving name confusion are becoming more common in the social media era, especially when influencers build followings around identities that might overlap with well-known public figures.
What do you miss most? How are his parents doing? Because his parents are private. We saw them for the first time at the funeral.
Yes.
You did such a beautiful job there. How are all of y'all doing? You talk a little bit about the kids, but how's your mom doing? I mean, I know she's devastated for you.
My mom is Charlie and my mom. Well, Charlie's family's there. Everyone's hanging in there. We're doing the best to be expected. My mom and Charlie, they were best friends. I would always say that Charlie was her favorite child. But the thing that was so special about our Sabbath dinners was that it wasn't about religious protocol.
This case quickly turned into one of the most talked about identity disputes online, with political commentators, influencers, and news bloggers all jumping into the conversation. And with the court ruling now in place, the spotlight only got brighter as everyone waited to see how Erika would respond to the decision. As the court order spread across headlines, the situation turned into a full social media spectacle overnight. Screenshots of the ruling began circulating across platforms, with commentators breaking down the legal language line by line. According to sources following the case, the judge's decision focused on the idea that public figures have a right to protect their names from uses that could create confusion or falsely suggest endorsement. That detail became the center of the entire debate because the internet immediately split into two loud camps, one saying the ruling was necessary to stop impersonation, the other claiming the situation showed how chaotic online identity culture has become. Legal insiders say the case included evidence showing how Erika's content allegedly used the Kirk name alongside political commentary and live stream debates. Charlie Kirk's legal team argued that viewers had contacted them asking whether Erika was related to the activist or connected to his organization. Those inquiries reportedly played a major role in the judge's decision because they suggested real public confusion was happening. In court filings reviewed by legal bloggers, attorneys claim the name overlap had already begun affecting Charlie Kirk's brand reputation, particularly in political circles where messaging and identity matter a lot. The drama exploded further when clips surfaced showing Erika responding defiantly to critics before the ruling dropped. In several live stream moments shared widely online, she allegedly insisted she had every right to use her name however she wanted. But once the court decision became public, that tone shifted fast. Social media detectives noticed posts disappearing and profile descriptions being edited almost immediately after the ruling spread across news feeds. The rapid changes suggested a scramble behind the scenes to comply with the court order before any penalties could follow. Meanwhile, commentators connected the case to a broader trend involving influencer branding battles. In the digital age, a name can become a brand overnight, and that brand can hold serious value when audiences, sponsors, and political groups get involved. Legal analysts said the court likely looked at whether Erika's use of the name created an implied association, which is a key factor in identity disputes involving public figures. Once that connection appears possible, courts often move quickly to stop it. Online debates kept getting louder as political commentators joined the discussion. Supporters of Charlie Kirk said the ruling proved that protecting identity and reputation is essential in a world where misinformation spreads fast. Critics argued that the case showed how blurred the line between personal identity and public branding has become. Either way, the ruling transformed what started as a niche internet argument into a headline-grabbing courtroom drama that kept trending across news feeds and political discussion channels. The aftermath of the ruling created even more chaos across the internet because people began digging deeper into how the situation reached court in the first place. According to sources reviewing the filings, the dispute didn't happen overnight. It reportedly built up over months of online tension. Observers claim Charlie Kirk's team had initially attempted private contact to address the confusion before escalating the situation legally. Those attempts allegedly focused on asking Erika to clarify publicly that she had no connection to the activist or his organization. When those requests didn't lead to a clear resolution, the legal route became the next step. Legal bloggers highlighted that cases involving name disputes often revolve around likelihood of confusion, which means the court looks at whether an average viewer might assume two people are connected when they are not. The judge reportedly referenced examples of social media posts and branding language that could make that confusion more likely. That evidence, analysts say, strengthened the argument that Erika's use of the Kirk name could mislead audiences about a connection with Charlie Kirk's public persona. Meanwhile, the political world began reacting to the story as well. Commentators across conservative and liberal media outlets debated whether the case was purely about identity protection or something bigger related to online influence. Some analysts argued that in modern politics, public figures operate like brands, and protecting those brands is essential to maintaining credibility. Others suggested the ruling could spark new conversations about how personal names function in the age of social media fame. As the debate intensified, Erika reportedly addressed the situation indirectly through new posts that avoided using the Kirk name altogether. Observers noticed a sudden shift in how she presented herself online, with profile changes appearing across multiple platforms. According to sources monitoring her accounts, usernames, descriptions, and promotional graphics were updated rapidly within hours of the court order becoming public. Those changes suggested immediate compliance with the ruling, though the controversy continued to fuel endless discussions online. The legal outcome also sparked conversations among digital marketing experts. Influencer branding specialists pointed out that identity confusion can create massive reputational risks, especially when politics enters the picture. When a name is associated with a major political voice like Charlie Kirk, even accidental overlap can generate confusion that spreads fast through social media algorithms. The case became a textbook example of how quickly online branding disputes can evolve into legal battles when reputation, audience trust, and political influence collide in the same spotlight. As the ruling continued making waves, legal experts began explaining the deeper implications of the decision. According to analysts reviewing the case, courts often treat public figure identity disputes differently than regular trademark cases. That's because public personalities rely heavily on name recognition to build audiences, secure partnerships, and deliver political messaging. When a second individual appears to use that name in a way that suggests affiliation, courts sometimes step in to protect the original figure's reputation and prevent confusion among viewers. Sources claim the judge's order specifically required Erika to avoid using the Kirk name in branding, promotional materials, or online content that could suggest a connection to Charlie Kirk. That detail became one of the most discussed parts of the ruling because it showed how seriously the court viewed the potential for audience confusion. Legal commentators said the order was designed to draw a clear line between two identities that had become tangled together through online attention. The controversy also triggered a wave of reaction videos and political commentary streams across the internet. Influencers from different ideological backgrounds weighed in, debating whether the decision represented fair protection of identity or a broader warning about online branding practices. Clips of these debates quickly spread across platforms, turning the case into a trending topic across multiple social media communities. Meanwhile, supporters of Charlie Kirk argued the ruling reinforced the idea that public figures should have control over how their names are used in digital spaces. Critics countered that the situation highlighted how complex identity can become in the influencer era, where millions of creators share platforms and sometimes similar names. That debate kept the story alive for days, with hashtags related to the case trending across political discussion feeds. The legal team representing Charlie Kirk emphasized that the goal was not punishment, but clarity, ensuring audiences understood who was speaking and who was not connected to the activist's organization. That framing shifted the narrative slightly, turning the ruling into a broader conversation about authenticity, branding, and credibility in the digital age. By the time the dust started settling, the case had already become a major example used by legal analysts, influencers, and commentators discussing the evolving intersection between law, identity, and online fame. The final chapter of the saga turned the controversy into one of the most talked about identity disputes of the year. As the internet continued debating the court ruling, analysts pointed out that the case highlighted a bigger reality about modern digital culture. A name can carry enormous power when it becomes tied to a public platform. In this situation, the name Kirk had already been associated with years of political activism, speeches, and media appearances by Charlie Kirk. Once another online figure began using that same identity in ways that appeared connected, the potential for confusion grew quickly. According to sources reviewing the legal aftermath, the ruling effectively ended the dispute by setting clear boundaries around how the name could be used moving forward. That decision forced immediate adjustments across Erika's online presence, where references to the Kirk name reportedly disappeared almost overnight. Observers said the rapid changes showed how seriously the order was being taken, since ignoring it could lead to further legal consequences. Meanwhile, political commentators use the situation as a case study in reputation management. Public figures often spend years building credibility around a single name, and that name becomes the foundation of their influence. When confusion appears, it can affect everything from media appearances to public trust. Legal experts explained that this is why courts sometimes intervene quickly when identity disputes involve well-known personalities. As the story spread across news outlets and social media channels, discussions expanded beyond the courtroom drama itself. Commentators began talking about how influencer culture blurs the lines between personal identity and brand identity. In a world where usernames, platforms, and viral content shape public perception, even small overlaps can create massive confusion. The Erika Kirk ruling became a powerful example of how the legal system is adapting to the realities of online fame. By the end of the controversy, one thing was clear. The digital age has transformed names into powerful brands, and protecting those brands has become a serious legal matter. The courtroom decision didn't just settle a dispute between two individuals. It sparked a much larger conversation about identity, reputation, and influence in the internet era. For more deep dives into breaking celebrity news, scandals, and entertainment stories making waves online, hit the like button and subscribe to stay tapped into the latest updates.